Thanks, Alexi. Hi there. My name is Tristan Ratchford, and I'm an engineering manager here at Datadog. Last year at Dash, we showed you that Bits is capable of operating like an SRE by helping you troubleshoot and resolve your production issues. So when your monitor triggers, Bits will proactively launch an investigation, look across your entire Datadog environment for signal, and find the root cause in minutes. And for the past year, we've been hard at work making Bits even better. So let's take a look at some of the big changes that we've introduced. Firstly, Bits is now looking at even more of your data, like things like dashboards and deployment changes, and it's able to correlate issues across various levels of your stack using our in-house data science models. Next, Bits is now able to perform deeper root cause analysis by continually refining its investigation. Just like the 5 whys framework, Bits is continually able to ask why to reason about the root cause. As a result, Bits can now handle more complex tasks that span multiple services, tasks that could take several hours or several engineers to resolve. Finally, we've given Bits memory. You can now teach Bits to remember steps that were useful and correct ones that weren't. We've also built a data set with a massive number of real-world production alerts that we've been using to evaluate Bits' performance against and to hill climb on accuracy. But today, I'm excited to announce that you can enable Bits AI SRE in your account. Using Bits is like instantly adding an engineer to your team who is already familiar with your system and is on call 24/7. But enough talk, let's see Bits in action. Let me show you how Bits resolves an issue from start to finish. So the moment you're paged, Bits jumps right into action. In this case, we were paged because an endpoint on our flight query API is experiencing high latency. Bits will start its investigation by gathering context about the alert from your Datadog environment, your runbooks, and from lessons learned from previous investigations, all in under a minute. And like you or me, Bits is pulling related telemetry from your logs, metrics, traces, and more. All right, check this out. This is the really cool part. Now, based on its initial findings, Bits will then generate a variety of hypotheses to what it thinks the problem could be, and then go verify each one of them concurrently. So with our latency issue, Bits is considering the problem is due to database query timeouts, a faulty deployment in the endpoint code, slowness in a downstream service, or a spike in query traffic. Bits will then go evaluate each hypothesis using your telemetry to determine if it found the root cause, if it needs to move on, or if it needs to dig deeper. For example, let's take a look at this branch. Here, Bits is hypothesizing that the latency is due to database query timeouts. Why? High DB load. Why? Increased API traffic. So as you can see, unlike other agents, Bits is not a black box. You can follow its reasoning every step of the way. Bits will then continue to drill down until it finds the root cause. And with our latency issue, Bits has determined that the root cause was due to the database query timeouts from that branch we looked at earlier. So right there, you can see the power of the hypothesis tree. Bits is able to simultaneously investigate multiple chains of reasoning in minutes. You get a thorough investigation every time. And every step of the way, you can dive in and look at the evidence and reasoning that went behind it. You can also make Bits better by teaching it steps that were useful and correcting ones that weren't, so it's continuously learning. And just like a teammate, you can ask Bits questions about its findings or get help taking next steps. So for example, here, I'm asking, who owns the flight database? So I can page that team and get help. Finally, Bits will pipe all of its high confidence findings back to Slack or a ticketing tool of your choice. So there you have it, Bits AI SRE, a fully autonomous AI agent that's able to help you troubleshoot and resolve your production issues 24/7, so your engineers can focus on what's important. And some of you have been using Bits in the past year and have seen great results. For example, Thomson Reuters is using Bits to accelerate how they triage issues across their global operations team. And Fanatics is using Bits to stay on top of their alerts when it matters the most, like during the Super Bowl or tomorrow's NBA final game. But now you too can add Bits to your team. Check out this link to find out more.